First thing I'm going to start off with is just a standard respirator mask. You can find most of these on eBay or Amazon, and I'm going to take the strap off so I can paint everything and dismantle it a little. So I'm going to take the sides off as well as the filters. Now obviously if you DIY this, you can't use it as a respirator mask afterwards, or it probably wouldn't be a good idea to do that. First thing I'm going to do is spray paint everything, and I'm going to be using a combination of colours. I'm going to be using silver and gold and then a textured paint. And while that's drying, I'm going to be painting the respirators. Now I want to stain the white surface. It can't look this neat, especially if it's post-apocalyptic. So I'm going to be using coffee and water and covering both of them and then letting that stain. Once that's dried, I'm going to be using gold nail varnish over the edges just to make it look more coppery, just because that's mostly more the kind of style of the steampunk aesthetic. Now I'm going to go back to the rest of the mask once it's all dried really well and make sure that there's nothing that's still sticky. You don't want to start doing any work on this if the paint hasn't dried completely. I'm going to take that gold nail varnish and I'm going to put gold nail varnish just over the edges or anything where I can highlight it. Now I'm going to put the mask back together. As you can see, the textured paint has made it look really nice and look more like metal. If you spray paint it just with silver or gold, it'll still look slightly rubbery, so the textured paint really helps. After that, I'm going to be taking a watch and completely destroying it before putting a little bit of glue in the centre of the respirator and then putting the cogs which I've taken from the mask in the centre. I'm going to be doing a different thing on each mask. On this side, I'm going to be putting the top of the watch, and then I'm going to be putting the clock face on the other side. I'm going to be using a glue gun to stick this down. Now I've got a green coloured glue gun. I'm going to be using this just because you won't be seeing the green once I've stuck it down. It doesn't really matter, and I couldn't change the glue stick at the time. I'm also going to be putting another small watch right down the centre. Now if any of the glue sticks out from underneath and it's a coloured glue gun stick, then what you want to do is just scrape that away. I'm also going to glue gun the wind up cog down the centre of the mask before I'm going to start making this all look a lot more grungy. Now this is the edge that you're going to be putting around the edge of the mask. At the moment it looks very clean, and because it's a plastic material you can't really dye it with something like tea or coffee. So I'm going to be using a marker spritzer tool and then a brown permanent marker. And you just want to test this out on paper before you do it, and then what you want to do is just use the combination of these two tools just to make the whole mask look really grungy and, well, post-apocalyptic, I guess. Now this part is going to take a while, but once you're done you want to add some string down the sides, or you could use the elastic band that it had before, but I personally prefer a string for this since it seems more realistic for a post-apocalyptic look. And that's it, you're done!